I'm out here pimping a record, and came out yesterday, so that's what I happen to be here, and Don called, and I couldn't not be here for this. This place is gorgeous, isn't it? So I'll play some stuff off the new record and start out like that. I think Warren is my favorite capitalist. He'll get it. Traveling there on a low highway, 3,000 miles to the Frisco Bay. Across the rivers wide and a mountain tall. And, well, saw empty houses on dead-end streets. People lining up for something to eat. Watching me through the broken windows in the factory. Naked bones of a better day as I roll down the low highway. that idea comes from I had the best band I've ever had out touring to support my last record, and decided I wanted to make a record with them. And I was already writing songs for Treme, this television show I was in, which was about New Orleans, post-Katrina New Orleans. And the story of post-Katrina New Orleans is directly connected to the economic shape that we've been in for the last decade or so, really, if we get real about it. Because the reason things didn't, half of New Orleans is still gone, and there's still things that aren't fixed, and some of New Orleans was sort of rough in the first place. And but the reason for that is lack of funds. I mean, you can have all the FEMA trailers sitting somewhere in the world, but if an agency's underfunded, then it can't get help to people. It takes money to do that. It takes people, they have to be paid, and you have to be able to pay people for their services. And they just didn't know what to do because they had an underfunded agency. So I had these songs that I'd written for the show, and so they were kind of about these times that we live in, and I kept looking out the window. I'm writing the record on the road because that's where I am. I'm looking out the window, and I had this, look, as close to an epiphany as I get. I guess hillbillies are allowed to have epiphanies. And that was that I was looking at an America closer to what Woody Guthrie saw than I ever have, than any of us ever have. I mean, this job that I do was invented by Bob Dylan as he was creating himself partially in Woody's image. And all of us that have followed in his footsteps, and we all have, did this job with 1 foot in the 1930s, 1 foot in the Dust Bowl, 1 foot in the Depression. And we played music that stylistically is linked to that period in our history. The blues and old-time country music, and the part of old-time country music that bluegrass is based on. All that comes from the 30s, and it's a really unique period in our history. And even nowadays, being like a singer-songwriter, there's a fashion connection to the 1930s. We can't get away from this. I mean, you see the stuff my kids wearing, and it's like actually they're dressing like the kids are dressing like the band. They're seeing pictures of the band, and those guys were dressing like that because they felt a connection to the 1930s and Woody Guthrie and the Dust Bowl. But the interesting thing is that none of us, including Bob, had that experience, ever witnessed that firsthand until now. And now, what I'm seeing out the window, I think is a lot closer to what Woody Guthrie saw. I'm seeing it out of a $750,000 bus and an airplane rather than a boxcar, but it's still out there. And so there's a lot of things going on, and some of it's because of decisions that powerful people have made, but some of it's because of the decisions that we make. I mean, not all of our problems are due to the behavior of Sam Walton's horrible children. Some of it is we're going to have to decide whether we want what we want. Do we want jobs, or do we want bigger, cheaper, flat-screen TVs? don't normally play on. I usually played on. I played on mandocello on the record, and I can kind of play on bouzouki, which are mandolin family instruments. Trying to keep from dragging so much stuff all the way across the country, because this is like a city a day. And last night we were where did we come from? Chicago, and we started. Flew to Toronto Sunday night, pressed all day in television in Toronto, flew to Chicago, Monday night, and then Tuesday, we were in Chicago yesterday here, we go to tonight, we're going to Seattle, Portland the day after that, and then Denver the day after that. And then Monday we do Letterman, and then we rehearse for 3 days, and the tour starts a week from tomorrow. And Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So sleep on the bus. Can't wait for the bus. I hate airplanes, can't wait for the bus. I'm not scared of them, I can sleep on an airplane, but not as good as I do on a bus. I have a little boy who's 3 years old, and his name's John Henry. And any of you that have ever been to Hardly Strictly in the last 3 years have seen him. He's the first year we did our sound check. The first year he was there, I held him high. All the people that were out there at breakfast, when you do sound check at banjo stage, there's people out there camped out, so they have this spot, Black Friday, and we always play on Saturday night. He's like, and it's a weird thing to decide you're going to start having kids, and I did decide I was going to start having kids again, and he was born when I was 55, and the math tells you that you have to do things differently. I have two older boys, I have two grown boys, and they're watching me be a father, a way better father than I was when they were, and I have that to deal with. And also, I'm going to do good to see this little boy grow up. And if I take really good care of myself, I might be able to see him through high school, maybe getting into college. And I'll figure anything past that's gravy, but about, a couple of months before his second birthday, he just turned 3 April 5th. And a couple of months before his second birthday, he was diagnosed with autism. And he's doing great. We diagnosed it really, really early. And he's been in school, been in treatment. And he's in the best school he could possibly be in now, as of a few months ago, because he had to be 3 to be in that school. And he's like, he makes eye contact, and he's socially connected, so we don't have that to fight. We just stop talking, and we got to figure that out. But he's really smart, and he looks like his mother, and I think he's going to be okay. But I wrote this song probably because, I'm one of 4 guys, the smart guys that dropped out of my high school at the same time. I'm not that old, but there were 4 of us, and I'm the only one left. And I'm getting old enough that I'm losing people. So I wrote this song because I had to. God knows it ain't gonna be any time before you're wrong. I played, this song's on the record too. And I played on banjo on the record, but I had to learn it on banjo for the record because I cheated and didn't actually write it on banjo because I was headed out here. And my banjos were all in Woodstock because I have a house there, and I live in an apartment in New York City most of the time, and there isn't room for 200 guitars, mandolins, and banjos there. I have a disease, and it's housed, my disease, in a 2-car garage in Woodstock. And there's a lot of instruments in there. And, Warren passed away, and you know, it took everybody by surprise, including Warren. I remember I talked to him, you know, not very long before he left here, and he said, "I got the good kind of cancer," you know. And I have 2 friends that have had the kind of cancer that Warren died of for years and years and years. And I don't know, those of you that were around, you know, he got a case of the shingles, you know, like with shingles is something any of us can get that have ever had, you know, chicken pox. And it's, you carry it around, and some people get it, and it's miserable. And he was miserable that year at Harley Strictly. He just had that outbreak, and he was just, the only time I've ever seen him I ever saw him not smile up to that point, and all the time I know him, because I knew him mostly from Harley Strictly Bluegrass, and Warren smiled a lot during Bluegrass. It's just the way that it was. But he, my guess is, you know, I'm not a doctor, my guess is that had a lot to do with it. It compromises your immune system, and this came pretty quickly after that. And then I got a text from Don, and he was gone. He did manage to sneak a couple of rehearsals into his hospital room. They started making plans for the memorial concert later, and I was lucky, you know, because I have to do a lot of things to make a living, and I was able to get here. And I've been in this position one other time. I wrote a song called Pilgrim for Roy Husky Jr.'s funeral, and I was going to play Pilgrim originally, but I wrote Pilgrim for Roy Husky Jr.'s best doghouse bass player I ever saw the morning of his funeral, because I tried all this other stuff I was going to sing, and none of it really felt right to me, so I had to make something up. And it is my job. This is what I do. I make up songs. So, on the plane on the way out, on guitar, because there was only a guitar around, the melody came back before I got on the plane. I listened to the lyrics on the plane on the way out. I played it. I think I had it taped on the top of my guitar. And somebody gave me some kind of tape, and I'm still trying to get off of here. And it's like this is there's some banjos around here, but that is Warren Hellman's banjo. Make no mistake, that's the one right there. And I'm standing on Jordan's shore, standing on Jordan's shore, and ain't gonna marry anymore. I'm standing on Jordan's shore. Lay my purse aside, 'cause my money's no good on the other side. Gonna leave my purse aside. I'm gonna carry my old banjo, 'cause the devil won't follow wherever I go if I carry my old banjo.
good for the last show.